In this video, we're gonna break down how you can finally break this start-stop cycle. I know plenty of men who have done this, myself included, but over the last 10 years, I've helped so many people do this. We'll throw up some results on screen so you can see it, and you're not stuck. So you can do this cycle for years, and I can still help you break it today with what I'm gonna give you in this video. So let's be real, the most consistent way this goes is you go hard for 4, 6, 12, maybe even 16 weeks. You feel unreal, you start to look better, then life hits or something random shakes you and you're right back to square one because it all drops off. You tell yourself that you'll get back on it Monday, or you even love this is like my pet one. I can't cope with this. I only do things if I'm gonna do it all the way. In other words, you're hiding procrastination in perfectionism. That's the worst. So I'm sorry if that triggers you, but that fries me. Today, I'm gonna break down exactly why this keeps happening and how you can actually break it and get results and stop this 3 months on, 3 months off process and finally get results and keep them for good. So a step-by-step process. This is not a number motivation talk. It's about consistent psychology, the stuff that is actually proven by science and experience that I have with over 1,000 clients, that when motivation dies off, you can still get results and keep them. Because if you're between 25 and 60, your life's full already. You've got work, you've got stress, you've got kids, you've got socializing, it's chaos. So your fitness plan has to fit your life so you do not fight it and you get results long term. So diving straight into this, number one, you don't get results. The cycle starts like this. Motivation, it fuels your consistency. Consistency is supposed to fuel your results, and that builds like this positive feedback loop. But when you don't see results, you go motivation, consistency, no results, your motivation dies off and consistency then drops and you fall off because you don't see results and you think this is pointless. And that's the loop 95% of people go through. Motivation, consistency, no results, quit. Then you get some wind of motivation and you loop around. The missing skill that you do not have here is motivation, consistency, patience, and refinement, and then you get results. So I want you to realize, if you're consistent with the right program for long enough, you get a result. If you're not getting a result, it's the wrong plan or you're not giving enough time. That's it. That's it. Let me use a funny story. So if you were to bake a cake, you're baking apple pie, let's use that. All right, and you had all the ingredients, you whipped it all up, you put it in the oven and you took it out in 2 minutes. It's not gonna be cooked. If you take it out in 10 minutes, it's not gonna be cooked. You have to follow the recipe. So the right plan with time, and that's how you get the right apple pie. That's how you get the right result. Your body's not a microwave. You can't cheat the system. People lose patience and they quit before the payoff. If you can shift your mindset to motivation, consistency, patience, and refinement, you'll get the results. Patience is like 6 months. You'll win long term. One of the best ways to do this is to look at wins that you can see in the moment. So strength gains, photos, any sort of progress should motivate you to try and push on. And just realize that once you expect it to take time, like when I learned Spanish, I goes, I'm gonna give it a year and a half. You just give it the year and a half. Like you accept it, you put less pressure on yourself, and you actually perform better. That's part of the game. And that leads us into point number 2, which is you set up for a sprint, not a marathon. It's pretty much the story of the tortoise and the hare. The hare goes fast, but as a result never finishes. And this is why my mom and dad say it, you'll know it. I say it in all my videos pretty much. There's no such thing as fast. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. So if you want to go fast, you go slow because it gets you results. What gets you results fastest and keeps them is something that you can actually do for the long haul. Now, I'm not saying you need this buzzword sustainability and balance and have a takeaway every week. What I'm saying is you need a plan that fits you. You go all in, new diet, new training, zero flexibility until life punches you in the face and you have no time to meal prep. You don't have systems to fall back on. So the fix to this is you need minimum standards. Motivation comes in waves, but if you use that motivation to build systems, for example, get rid of all the snacks in your house, have low cook, low prep, easy to clean meal prep. So for example, if you want something that is the quickest foods ever to make, you can literally DM me no cook meal plans and I will send you meal plans that require zero cooking so you can fall back on these. These sort of systems are key. So my rules usually are train 3 times a week. That's 1.8% of your week. Not 6 perfect sessions, 3 non-negotiable ones. I can always afford 2% of my week to my mental and physical health. You build these fallback systems to make your life easier whenever you've got flow, and then also so it doesn't burn you out. There is days you just don't want to do it. So even if you're like, I'll go into the gym and do 20 minutes of supersets because I'm so busy, it's better than nothing. And you've just lowered that to a standard which is acceptable and allows you to move forward. People set their standards so high that if they don't nail it, they just drop off. So you need to reset your baseline and set your minimum standards and systems in place. So 3 gym sessions, 8K steps. That's it. Like, that's not too hard, really. And I have another one, which is never 2 meals back to back. So with systems, you can also, one thing I didn't highlight is you can build a lot of friction to stop you from quitting. And I think this is a game changer that people don't do. For example, 2 people are starting a fitness journey. One person posts online, tells all their friends, you can contact me in 6 months. If I don't have a 6-pack, I will give you $100. The other person says nothing and can quit and nothing happens. Who is more likely to stay consistent? The person who's skin in the game. That is why motivation doesn't matter, but accountability does. But in reality, that's a system. It's as simple as turning around to your friends and making an accountability group, meeting a friend at the gym because you're more likely to show up. The more skin you have in a game, the more likely you are to be consistent. Why people don't do this is because they know they're going to quit. I've had friends do this with me and it makes a world of difference. Because if you have to get up to the gym at 7 a.m, but you've told your best friend you'll meet him there, you're more likely to go if you tell him. You're more likely to snooze if you don't. And that's being straight because we show up a lot of the time better for other people. Systems like deleting your Netflix, removing snacks from the house, meal prep, like the no cook stuff I was talking about, throwing sweets out, organizing your groceries, doing meal prep delivered to the house. You remove that friction and it becomes easier, or you add friction. For example, removing all the sweets, so you have to go get them if you actually want to binge. Number 3, minimum standards. As I said, this is key. Never 2 bad meals in a row, 3 workouts a week, drink once a month, protein every meal, fruit and veg in every meal. You're like, God damn, that's a lot. It's very, very simple. You set the standard and your body will look the way it does because of that standard. Right now, if you do not look the way you want, it's because the standard's too low. So you set the standard and your body will show it in time. For me, one of the biggest standards, and probably the main standard I have along with these, but the number 1 is I wake up before 7 a.m. I'm not into the 5 a.m. club. If I wake up before 7, I'm lower stressed. I always hit my steps. I eat, I train good. If I wake up late, the whole day is stressful. It's just not worth it for me. It's a no-brainer. Next up, we have focus on small, trackable wins. You can't always rely on the scales or mirrors for your progress. Instead, you want to track data. So a really good logbook is pivotal because every week you get motivated. When you beat your lifts, it drives you forward. When you can see that your strength is increasing, you know that you're actually gaining more muscle, so you're going to look better. When you try to beat these every single week, it adds up. The same with your steps. If you're trying to lose fat, and every week you even add 300 steps. Over months, this is constant wins. It builds your self-confidence, but it also builds your physique. You track your consistency as a win rather than hitting a certain weight goal. It's easy just to tick off X's on a calendar. I've done this. How many days did you hit your calories last month? 22 out of 30, right? Can we do 23? And it's simple things like this. These micro wins keep you engaged, give you a little bit of dopamine, and they give your brain visible proof, which is what you need to drive forward. Just like we're talking about motivation, consistency, that patience is so tough to get. So you get any proof, it'll drive you forward that you know you're going to get a result. Because if you keep showing up, the results will come. It's just time. Number 5, emotion imperfection. Now, I'm going to be very blunt with this one. You set a 5-day routine. You miss 1 day and you tell yourself, I'll start Monday. Because if I'm going to do something, I have to do it all the way. As I highlighted, these sort of individuals are doomed. They are straight up screwed. That is procrastination masquerading as perfectionism to seem better. Like, that is the worst type. I'm going to be very transparent. If anybody knows me, you know I am a speed person. I am, like, this was shot so fast, but I'm all about that. The rule me and my mate Daniel live by is never miss a meal twice. So no 2 bad meals in a row, no 2 bad days in a row, no 2 bad workouts. The small standard means, like, if we have a takeaway, the next meal has to be clean. It's so smart because it just keeps you in like a balanced range as well. And usually you don't have 2 bad meals. It keeps you away from this reset tomorrow. If you have a bad meal for lunch, you have a good meal next. If you have a bad day, you reset the next day. You don't wait till Monday. That is a loser mentality. I'm being very transparent. All or nothing mindset is what's killing you right now and stopping your progress. That ruins every transformation I see. What actually matters most is how quick somebody can mess up, pick themselves up, and dust themselves off. The people who get the best results reset quickest. They have resilience. They go back to baseline. They don't beat themselves up. They reset. They learn. They move forward. My clients, I love to see them lose momentum. I love to see something happen, not negative, but that rocks them. Travel will work because once you learn that skill of picking yourself up, dusting yourself off, you're guaranteed results in the long term. Versus the person who gets a nice block for 12 weeks, then something happens at work, something happens in their home life. They just throw it all away because it's not the right time. There is not a right time. I honestly mean that. Life only gets busier and madder. You should know this. When you're 10 years old, you had lots of free time. When you're 20 years old, you had lots of free time. And every year you have less time, not only left in your life, but also in your day to day. You need to learn how to cope. You need to fall back in these minimum systems, like I was saying, and pick yourself up. Most people don't think resilience is getting through hard times. It's actually how fast you can reset. I got this from Alex Hormozi. He's a genius, but it's so key. When something throws you off, how quickly do you reset and not give in to your excuses? Number 6, this leads into it. You're accepting your excuses because you're different. Insert some special excuse. Bro, I get it. Look, you have kids, I don't. You have these businesses, you have this wife, you have this illness, you have this parent. Okay, you have a busy job. I could turn around and be like, but I worked nights in the fire service. I also worked lifeguard and I was also built in this business and doing property and 4 jobs at the same time. But that just sounds good to me if I don't have a result. Nobody else really gives an F. Prime example is, it's not an excuse, but insert some excuse, and you know it's an excuse. It's like me when I say I'm not being rude and then I say something rude. It's to try and blunt it and make me feel better, but in reality it's probably me being rude. I'm not meaning to be, I'm just very blunt and people take it that way. But I want you to realize that your excuse only sounds good to you. Do you really want to be the person that reaches the end of your life and go, I didn't really get where I wanted to go. I didn't feel good, confident, look good, get the wife I want, whatever it is. But I had a good excuse. Oh, like, no. Number 7, you are trying to make things too exciting. Your meal plan changes all the time. You have all these fancy recipes. You're doing loads of sexy stuff with your training. You want to do the boring stuff. Boring works. So for me, I make 3 breakfasts, 3 lunches, 3 dinners, and I just rotate them as a diet. There's like 500, 600 calories in each. And then I'll maybe have like 2 breakfasts, 1 for supper, so probably not a breakfast, but you get me. And then that either has me on 2,400 calories or 2,000. Super simple, boring, but I enjoy the meals. They're usually no cook, no prep, no clean. Just throw the plastic trays out. If you do stuff like this, like you plan your sessions ahead of time every week, the more boring it is, the more predictable your setup is, the less friction you have. There's a reason that like the richest people on earth don't really pick their clothes. They just wear the same thing every day. It removes the friction, the decision fatigue, and then that keeps your willpower for when times are tough. So it's simple, it's sustainable. Make the system bulletproof until you nail it, and then add complexity. Simplicity scales, simplicity equals success. Complexity always breaks. And I'm being very transparent. If you want no-cook meal plans that are super simple, straightforward, and for busy men that want results and not to quit on, just DM me the word no-cook meal plans and I'll send you them over. They're not revolutionary, but they're simple, bulletproof, and get people insane results. You can do that on any social media platform. Don't say I don't look after you. Remember, you do not need perfect days. You need minimum standards, habits, and these will make your progress automatic with time. One missed workout doesn't kill you, but quitting does. Just remember to play the long game, because slow is smooth and smooth is fast. And that's what's most important here. Hopefully you've liked that. And if you want to work with me or one of the team on a one-to-one basis, we would love to coach you. Just click the link below, grab a free game plan call. It's no pressure. We'll break down your biggest challenges, struggles, even game plan with you to make sure that you can move forward with or without us. Hopefully we get talking to you soon. Big love. I'll see you in the next one. Like, share, subscribe. Boom.